Hello everyone, and welcome back to the second video in our Dental Business 101 series. Today we're going to talk about understanding appraisals, which is one of the first steps down the path of buying your own dental practice. So let's begin. My name is Cole Brenny, a practicing dentist in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I'm also the founder of Dental CEO Practice Launch, a one-on-one coaching program to help dentists buy, run, and grow their own dental practice. So let's get to it. Understanding dental appraisals. The first step in the process is to go out into the world and find a practice that fits your dream. And once you find a practice that fits, you're going to ask for an appraisal. So why do you need an appraisal, and what does it really mean, and what do you do with it? Let me explain what a dental appraisal is and what you should do with it. So number one, an appraisal is the health sheet, the dashboard, or the crunched numbers for your practice you're looking to purchase. It should come from a valid source, somebody with trust in the industry who's going to put together this information for the seller. It should also include computer printouts from the practice management software that outline active patient numbers and production month to month. It will also include taxes, likely from the last 3 years of the dentist or dentists that are selling the practice. Inside the appraisal, you should learn things like the revenue each year and each month over the past several years, because you want to be able to identify a trend. You should be able to identify write-offs. How much of each fee or fees is the dental office writing off? What's the overhead? What is the cost of doing business? How much of each dollar does the dentist take home at the end of the day? Which comes to income. You should be able to evaluate the dentist's take-home income over the last several years. It will also highlight the asking price, how much they want for the practice. And it should also highlight the patient number, the active number, meaning patients that have actually come into the office for a visit over the last 2 years or a year and a half. So once you get access to all this information and review it, what do you do with it? An appraisal tells you a lot about a business. You can walk into a dental office that you're interested in, and it looks great. It's got a great website. You love the location, but you really need to dig deep to the appraisal to find out what's going on inside the business. Is it profitable, and is it successful? So we're going to implement certain strategies whenever we evaluate appraisals. We're always going to be looking to identify potential weaknesses in the practice, in profit, in revenue, in overhead, in multiple areas. It's also very important to identify opportunity. Does the dentist refer out endo and surgery, areas that you're competent in, new treatments that you can bring in, increasing revenue, or are there simple fixes after looking at the appraisals that we can focus on to make it more profitable and efficient? And at the end, we're going to crunch the numbers. We're going to put our projected income, overhead, revenue. We're going to take all those numbers and crunch it in to see what our take-home profit estimate is. And then we're going to put that into our financial formula that we created after reviewing finances for each dentist looking to buy a practice. We need to make sure that the income that we project to take home matches what your family needs to survive and thrive. Tip number one is know your own finances. You should have a detailed list of all of your liabilities, and you should know at the end of the year how much you have to pay for things like your student loans, car payments, and mortgage. This is important because when we calculate your estimated income or your projected income from this new practice you're going to purchase, you need to know exactly how much you need to survive, how much your family needs to pay the bills. Tip number two is this: cheapest is not always best. There's always a temptation to buy a practice that's really lowly valued, one that doesn't cost a ton. But the truth is, a good friend once told me, you have to pay the piper. And a lot of times a great practice might be a little more expensive, but if you evaluate the appraisal, you love the location, and it has a ton of business opportunity, a more expensive practice may allow you a lot more profit over the years of your lifetime. Tip number three is this: before you even go out and start looking at practices, you should identify what your ideal or dream practice would look like. Where do you want to live? How much do you want to take home? What type of patients do you love to work with? And what type of dentistry do you love to do? Any practice that you evaluate should potentially fit in to your dream for your career and your practice. Stay tuned. In the next episode, I'm going to show you how to evaluate your actual appraisal. If you're interested in learning more on how to buy, build, and grow your own dental practice, or you want someone to help represent you as a buyer, go through appraisals, and help with your strategy for buying a practice, check out the Dental CEO Practice Launch Coaching Program, one-on-one coaching where we teach you how to build a practice that you love. Check out practicingdentist.com for more.